Hello बच्चों. So finally prospectus is also out and forms are also out. और बहुत सारे लोगों को फॉर्म फिलिंग में बहुत सारे डाउट्स है. So today I am here to help you with the understanding of the prospectus and the filling of the form. The most important points about it. Alright. So this is eGurukul, DBMCI MDS and I am Dr. Himani Joshi. So first if we look at the important dates, the online registration starts today. Alright, 3 p.m. today, the online registration has started. And till 10th March, 12 mid-noon, you are able to submit your online registrations. So the first thing that I would want to tell you all is, there is no hurry. There is no haste. बिल्कुल भी हड़बड़ी मत करिए, बिल्कुल जल्दी मत करिए. Don't be in a haste to fill this form. This is one big exam of your life. Do not fill it in haste, in anxiety. Keep cool and then fill it. Alright. You also have an opportunity to edit certain things in your form between 14 to 17 March. Mostly the edit window opens up for students whose photograph, thumb impression or signature has quality issues. Okay, for those people and for updating some informations like the PWD certificate and all of that, you are allowed to edit your registration. But certain basic details like your name, phone number, nationality, the test city which you are choosing will not have an opportunity to be edited. So, बहुत ध्यान से, very carefully, you have to fill the form. Alright, there is a lot of time for you be able to edit your forms. So, don't worry about some mistakes that you make. Admit cards will be out by 15th of April. The date of examination we all know is 19th of April, which is in the afternoon. Alright, this time the exam is on a Saturday. That is 2 to 5 p.m. What to do about it? I'm going to tell you as we go ahead. Declaration of result is within 1 month and the eligibility criteria. Who is eligible to give the exam? All the students who will be completing their internships by 31st of March 2025. Okay. Now, a lot of students are telling me, ma'am, should we write to the national boards? Should we raise a concern? Is there a problem? So, for that, before only the national board has said that request for appearing in NEET MDS from those candidates who are completing their internship after 31st March will not be entertained, will be clearly rejected. And candidates are advised not to canvass for the same. So, all those students whose internship is completing in April, please prepare for May AIMS without wasting time on writing to the national board and expecting that the extension of eligibility criteria happens. It may happen, it may not happen. So don't waste your time. Start preparing for May AIMS. That is a better way of starting your preparation. Alright, there are a lot of contact numbers and email IDs which are there where you can put your query, but I will recommend the best way to raise a concern is write on the portal. Okay, what is a portal? Portal means whenever you have a problem, you use your user ID and password. You log into your registered account in the National Board's website, and in that also the portal is there. The helpline portal is there which you can access, and the quickest reply comes through the portal. So once you make your user ID, register your user ID and password, after that there is a help portal which is very quick to respond to, much faster than phone numbers, much faster than emails. One more important thing the National Board has said that a lot of information, especially the centers of examination, are liable to change based on the decisions taken by the National Board. Okay, and there is still a little bit of uncertainty. Mostly, there will be no problems, but you should be prepared that maybe the test center becomes here and there, or maybe there are some changes, and you have to keep referring to the latest bulletins that are there on the website. Alright, just keep your eye on the latest bulletin. Once in 2 or 3 days, do open your email, because sometimes the National Board communicates through the email. So whatever email you have put in, please look at it within 1 to 2 days, every 1 to 2 days, and just log into the National Board's website just to see if there is the latest notification there or not. All right, we've already discussed about the 31st March deadline for internship completion. Yes, a lot of students who don't know that the NEET MDS exam is also for admission to the Armed Forces Medical Colleges for the postgraduate seat. Mostly this is reserved for the army people, for the army students. And it is also an exam for the Short Service Commission in the army. So those who want to give it a try, if you are medically fit, if you have a good score in the NEET, you can be a part of the armed forces of the country just by putting a tick in the admission form, in the registration form. There will be a question that are you willing to take up postgraduate courses in the armed forces hospitals, or are you willing to take up the Short Service Commission? So you just have to put a yes there, just have to put a tick. There is no extra cost, there is no extra money involved. If you have a good score and if you have put this tick during your admission form, then your name will be there in the merit list of the NCC, of the Short Service Commission of the Army, and then they will call you for the interview. If you pass the interview, if you pass the medical examination, you can be a part of the army. All right. Next, we come to the exam fees. It is not a very, very inexpensive exam. It is a costly exam. The fees is 3,500 rupees for the general category, OBC and EWS students, slightly less for the SC, ST and PWD students. So don't waste your money. Only if you guys are eligible, you should sit for this exam. Otherwise, you should wait when you are eligible. Just don't give it for the sake of trying. Alright, there are a lot of GTs available to try the exam rather than taking such an expensive exam. Now we come to a very important part, that what do you need to fill the form? Alright, first thing is you need to generate a user ID and password. I will really recommend whatever is your name in Aadhaar card, because that is the most easily made ID. In case your ID is lost during the exam, you take your Aadhaar card in original and it is lost for some reason, it is very easily to get another original Aadhaar card. Whereas if you take your PAN card or your voter's ID, it is a little difficult to get that made again. So take your Aadhaar card and whatever is your name in Aadhaar card, please use the same name. Alright, to generate the user ID and password. Password can be any password you like. Same name you should use for registration of your name, for the main form filling also. Okay, the ID and password will be sent through you through an email and SMS, so that in future, whenever you have to log in, you can use the user ID and password. What you need is basically your first to final BDS mark sheet. Alright, so suppose in first year you have 600 out of 800 marks. Second year, say maybe you have 550 out of 800. Third year, maybe you have say 700 out of 800. And final year, you have 7 subjects, so 1400 out of whatever is your score, say 900. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to make a total of the marks you have got and a total of the total marks. Okay, that is what the total, you will just need the total. Other than that, you will need a photograph, a scanned signature and a thumb impression. Okay, in the prospectus, there are exact criteria given that the photograph should be 45 by 35 centimeters. It should have a white background, just like a passport photo. It should be between this to this, KBs, so that it can be uploaded easily. The scanned signature should be such dimensions. The thumb impression should have this quality. Very clear, it is given. All you have to do is take a white paper, do a signature, just like a white paper like this, do a signature and take a nice digital print, take a nice good photo. Crop the edges, get it ready for your uploading. Whatever is the criteria, fit it into that criteria and take it ready. Okay. Mentally decide your test city. There is a list of test cities. We will discuss that. Whichever is the nearest city, take that as your first choice. The next nearest city, make that as your second choice. And the third nearest city, make it as your third choice. Okay, so this is how you choose. We will also see what you can do if the test city is not of your choice. What to do then? Then you have to submit. If your form is accepted, then you have to take a printout. After you have taken a printout, it will be going for a verification. After the verification is done, you will be asked to fill the fees. When the fees is filled, you just have to wait for the admit cards. Alright, so this is the total sequence. Now, the big controversy that is happening is basically happening around the name of the candidate. They have written in bold that please mention your full name as in the primary dental qualification certificate. What is primary dental qualification certificate? It's your BDS degree certificate. Alright, but at the same time, they are also saying the candidate should be required to produce his or her government issued ID proof bearing the same name at the test center on the day to seek entry. Now, the government ID is your Aadhaar or your PAN or some such IDs. Okay. Now, I will take my example. When I give the form, during my BDS, I was not married. So, my name was Himani Pathak. After BDS, now I am married. So, now I have a certificate from my university that this Himani Pathak will now be known as Himani Joshi. Okay, so my MTS degree has Himani Joshi. Similarly, when I was married, my address was changed and my Aadhaar name was changed, which is Himani Joshi. Alright, so now there are two names. Okay, everything is legal. My BDS degree says Himani Pathak. My Aadhaar card says Himani Joshi. Firstly, what do I need to take the exam? I need to get into the exam center. So I will fill the same name which is there on my Aadhaar card, which is there in the photo ID proof which I am going to take in the exam center. Okay, that door guard who is standing there in the exam hall, who is checking your admit card and comparing that to your Aadhaar card. Okay, he is not going to see whether you're married or you're not married or what you have. No, he will just see these two things and the name should match. So I will really recommend that please fill the same name which is there on your Aadhaar card. Okay, when you are going for selection, when you have got a result, you have got a rank, you are going for admission in some college, that time you can produce a certificate, you can produce your marriage registration, which says that, now earlier I was Pathak, now I am Joshi. Or you can produce your university letter, which says that the name of the person is changed. You can give your proof of change of name at the time of admission. If there is an opportunity to upload this document during form filling, you can very well upload it, proving that you are the same person as Himani Pathak and you are the same person as Himani Joshi. So, during form filling, when you are registering for NEET MDS 2025, write the same name which is there on your Aadhaar card. Alright, so that is very, very important here. Next is what things will not be considered into edit window. Your name, your email ID, your phone number, your nationality and your test city will not be edited at any cost. Okay, so please fill this very, very carefully. Next, we come to the test centers. Alright, NBE has given a list of cities where the exam can be conducted. Every state-wise, they have given cities. Lots of centers are there. Choose the center that is nearest to your current address. Alright. Next statement which they say is, in case the testing seat is not available in the state in which you prefer, then you can choose the others option. Alright. And you can put in the state or UT in which you want to take the exam. Alright. NBD will see if many candidates have the same other city. They will try and create another center in that city. Okay. Having said that, they are also saying that the test city that you choose is purely tentative. Okay. If they are able to create a new center for you, they will try. But that's not a guarantee. So please choose a 1, 2, 3 or keep that in mind. Otherwise, they will just give it randomly, whichever is the nearest city to your state or to your city. Okay. And it reserves all the rights to allocate test centers anywhere in the country, irrespective of the test city chosen by the candidate. Usually this doesn't happen. Usually the first choice which you choose is given to you in most cases. Also, it says that In the earlier paragraphs, they have said that giving the test city or allotting the test city will be done on a first come, first served basis. Means if there are 200 people in a one city and the capacity of that city is only 150, then the first 150 who fill the form will get that city, others will get a nearby place. Alright? Still, that does not mean that you fill the choices in a haste. Candidates are advised not to complete and submit their online application in a haste. Just so that you get the choice of your city does not mean you are filling the form in haste. Like I told you, most of the times, the first choice which you put, you are allotted that city. In 99% cases, this happens. So don't worry, don't be in a haste कि मुझे आज के आज ही फॉर्म भरना है. ऐसा नहीं है. Take your time, understand the process, be ready with your documents. It will just take 20 to 30 minutes to fill the whole form. One more new thing which the National Board has done this time is usually they ask to bring one, ID proof. This time they have said that, please bring at least one, but as many as the above mentioned photo IDs. I would not want to take all my photo IDs together, but sometimes what happens is the photo in your Aadhaar card or in your driving license is not very clear. In that case, it wastes a lot of time during frisking to identify whether you are the same person or not. Okay, although they are taking double photographs, they are doing iris scan, they are doing a lot of testing, but this time they have recommended that please bring at least one more photo ID proof so that the frisking becomes a little easier. So I will not recommend you to take all of them, but you can take two. Like I said, Aadhaar is the easiest acquired if lost. So take your Aadhaar card and take one of the other ID proofs with you, not all. Okay. Now, talking about the exam, we all know that the trend is the same this time. Initially, NBE had announced that they will take the exam in the AIMS pattern. Like means they will divide the exam into 4 sections. But in this prospectus, they have ruled it out. They are not going to do any sections in the exam. The exam will have 240 multiple choice questions. Everyone will have 4 options. You are supposed to choose the correct, best, most appropriate answer. Okay, the answer which is the best among the options, and in a total time of 3 hours. There will be no sectioning in the exam. So it's a party time. It makes the exam a little bit easier. Although at DBMCI MDS, we have been practicing the timed sections for a very long time. But now we will go back to the untimed sections and you will have the opportunity to go back to every question that you want to, as you have to finish the exam in 3 hours and there are no sections. Every correct answer, you will get 4 marks. Every wrong answer, you will have a -1. Every unattempted question, you will get a 0. And if you leave a question for review, please remember they will be counted into marking. So I always recommend to students that whenever you are taking the NEET exam, do not leave for a review at all. Do not leave the question for review at all. Okay? If you know the answer, mark it green. If you don't know the answer, leave it red. Okay? There is a purple option also. There is an option of purple or violet also, which means that the answer is for review. That means you can come back to it and think about it and answer. But you can do the same thing with your red questions also. Okay? And a 2 color is much easier to negotiate than a 3 color in the exam. So I will really recommend go with green. If you know the answer, mark it, and palat ke you don't have to come back to it. Those who don't know, don't make it purple. Just leave it red. Don't mark. So that in the end of the exam, you can come back to all the reds. Whichever you feel you want to take a guess, you take a guess and make it green. Whichever you think you don't want to mark, leave it red. Because if you leave certain things for review, if you leave them purple, and by chance the time gets over, all the purple tukkas that you have done, they will be marked. Okay, and negative marking is a very big disadvantage. I will tell you later on why. Firstly, it will take your score down. Secondly, it will take your rank down. And if there is a tie, negative marking is the criteria of tiebreaker. So the person who has less negative marking will have a better rank. Okay, so please do not leave questions for review if you're not sure. If you're sure, convert it into green and get over with it. All right, so this is one big recommendation I would want to make. Another big change about the exam is from 2 to 5. Most of the times, the NEET MDS exam is on a Sunday from 9 to 12. Since 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Since last 2 years, the exams have been on a non-Sunday, but at 9 to 12. And this time, the exam is also on a non-Sunday, which is a Saturday, and the time is an evening time of 2 to 5 p.m. So now what do? We do two things. Okay, firstly, we make our travel plans very, very nicely. We make very, very nice travel plans because it's office time. Although Saturday is a half day, but it's a time, it's a weekend, everybody's moving, and most of the test centers are big cities. Okay, so travel accordingly. Sundays, roads are empty. Weekdays, weekends, roads are very crowded. Saturdays, roads can be crowded. So please have enough time to travel. Do not try to mug up everything before you leave home on the day of exam. Okay, travel, reach the exam center well in time, eat your food well in time, be prepared. So that's the first recommendation I would make for the exam of a Saturday from 2 to 5. Secondly, set your body clock. Set your body clock. It is very, very important. All those who have the habit of sleeping at 2 to 5, get up late in the morning, sleep late in the night, do whatever you want to do. Stop sleeping in the afternoon. Stop taking that afternoon nap because it is not allowed. For the next 2 months, you're not going to afford an afternoon nap. I will really recommend that you take your GTs. We have a lot of practice GTs that we have given. Some more GTs we are planning for you. Give those GTs in the 2 to 5 slot so that your body is used to be alert at that time. Okay, so this is a major change this time. Please do some test. Test yourself in this time. It will really, really help you. Now we come to the last part, which is how to prepare for this exam. So most of you know the pattern is the same. There are going to be 14 questions from every subject, just 15 from medicine and surgery. So to prepare very, very nicely, you've already been preparing. In the last minute, what you have to do is your PYQs and your DBMCI MDS notes. I've already made a strategy. I'm going to make another strategy for all of you. Just 2 months, how to prepare the best using the DBMCI MDS eGurukul. Alright. A demo test will also be available for all of you at around 9th of April. Usually this demo test is not very useful. It has some 5-10 questions which may or may not make sense. Usually the trends that we have seen in the last few years, the demo test is most of the times a joke. It's like a joke. Okay, so in case this time their eyes open up and they give you a very good demo test, very good. You can practice with the demo test. But I'm not expecting anything great out of the demo test. So instead of the demo test, you practice a lot of GTs. That will be a much better demo test for all of you. If you need help, DBMCI MDS is there for you. We have already given you 4 GTs, the last of which is on 23rd of Feb. We are going to give you 3 extra GTs now, slightly tougher, which will be on the 7th of March, 21st of March, and an All India mock on the 30th of March. Alright, the All India mock will be open to all the students in India. Everybody can give this test and you can judge your preparation based on this test. Alright, you can revise with us. You will be given a detailed explanation of every question so that you know where you can go wrong. Alright, those who are still not enrolled with us can take the Revision Pro version 2. Very minimal cost. All the revision videos, test and discussion videos, all the GTs with discussion, last 10-year PYQs and daily mentorship. This is all you need in the last 2 months. Alright, and it is at a very, very nominal cost which you can enjoy till the exam. Alright, and it is there till your INI-CT exam. So you can use this for your INI-CT May 2025 exam also. Alright, so it's a very good cost. Those who want to enroll can enroll it. Okay. Last part is result. I will not go into much detail because result will happen after the exam. You just have to make sure that you have an eligible score. Okay, what is an eligible score? For a general or EWS candidate, a 50th percentile, that means 50% students will be less than you, 50% students will be more than you. If you are at the 50th percentile, half of the students will be rejected, rest half will be selected. That is the meaning of percentile. Alright, so you should be in that 50th percentile to be eligible to sit for the counseling. The score for SC, ST, OBC should be the 40th of percentile, and for unreserved PWD candidates, it has to be the 45th percentile. Okay, so try to be in the top 50% students who are eligible to sit for the counseling. Very important is the tiebreaker. Like I said, if your score is out of 960, say your score is 620, and 5 other students have a score of 620, what will be the tiebreaker? How will you decide the rank? So first criteria is whoever has a lesser number of wrong responses, less number of incorrect responses, that person will be topmost in the merit list out of these 5 people who have the same score. After that, okay, this is the first person, but these 4 people have the same less number of incorrect, wrong questions are the same. Okay, so he has also marked, say, 50 wrong questions. He has also marked 50, 50, 50. Now what will be the tiebreaker? Now part B will be the tiebreaker. That means the clinical questions, the clinical subjects or the dental subjects, they will be deciding who has a better rank. Okay, so maybe he has the topmost score in section B. So he will be the next ranker. Then according to that. Still, if that is also a tie between 2 or more students, then the less number of incorrect responses in part B, whoever has less wrong in part B gets a better rank. And still if there is a tie, then the older candidate will be placed at a better merit position. Okay, so the conclusion is you have to do less negative. It is better to leave a question rather than marking a wrong answer. Alright, so this is the importance of less negative. Thank you so much. Do fill your forms at ease. There is no haste. I'm going to fill the form for all of you, for me, for all of you. If there is still a doubt, you can put your doubt in the comment box and we'll be happy to help you. Alright, all the best everybody. I hope you all do excellently well in the upcoming NEET 2025.